Video I am going to teach you how you can create CRUD application using React Node and MySQL database. So first you will need a node on your system. So go to nodejs.org and download the version. So after that go to your folder. So I am in the main folder. Then you need to create React app first. So let's create React app. npx create React app. So once you install node, right, this npx command will be available, so don't worry about it. So npx create React app, and let's give our app name a client. Okay, so basically what is CRUD app? So we can create, read, update and delete records in the database. So that is standard definition of CRUD. Okay, now what I will do, I will create one more terminal here to create the backend setup our app. We created the client setup using React. Okay, now to create the backend, we will create directory, make directory server app. We will give it name server, so that will generate folder server. You can do it likewise, or either you can click on this icon new folder and create server. That is also fine. Okay, now since our client is still running, okay, let's go to server, and in here in server we need to do npm init -y. So this will, okay, npm init, yeah, okay, this will initialize our project with a node environment. So server, yeah, package.json file, and in here we need to install a couple of packages. So first is Express. Express is backend framework. We can create REST APIs, GraphQL APIs with it. Okay, so then MySQL package to talk with our MySQL database. Then body parser to parse the request body. Okay, then hit enter. Okay, if we look at package.json file, we can see like body parser, Express and MySQL is there in the dependencies. Also this is not necessary, but I like to do it, so I normally use nodemon. So you don't need to restart your server when you save your file. Okay, so we will install it as dev dependency, so that's why I written -d. So nodemon is there. Okay, that's fine. Now as a, let's check our client setup. Yeah, this is also done. So let's go to client. Let me clear terminal. Okay, okay, so I have two terminal, one for client and one for server. This is really easy for management. Okay, so instead of creating server now, let's okay, let's just complete server setup first, then we will take a look at client. Okay, okay, for server we install 3 packages, one nodemon. Let's set our start command here. So for development on localhost, I will do nodemon, and we will create our setup in index.js for now. Yeah, that's sufficient. And then for production, so when we will deploy it, we will give it a start command, and we will use nodejs. Yeah, okay, so now if I do npm run dev, actually it will not work because there is no index.js file right in server, so that doesn't make any sense. So let's create index.js and write here console.log hello. See, as soon as I save it, refreshes and gives me hello. Okay, so let's close, save it, and let's write some useful code, right? So first you need Express, so we will import Express. Then so we need to require it because we installed it using npm, remember. So now you also need MySQL, same thing, require from MySQL, and we will need body parser and require body parser. Then we will create an instance of our Express app. Then we will use body parser here, so use middleware. So this will parse our request in JSON. Okay, yeah, basically we will parse the JSON request using this. Okay, now for now we will for part 1 we will not do a MySQL connection and setup. We will just do some basic testing, right? So that's why I will just do a basic get request, HTTP get request. So let's say I set up the route as a /hello just to check that if it is working or not. Yeah, okay. So in the next video we will do the MySQL and everything. Yeah, so for this video let's just check the setup if the things are working correctly. So when somebody said send a HTTP get request to /hello, what we will do, we will send them a response. Let's say res.json, and we will send them. For now let's just send message and working. Okay, so we will start our server. So app.listen, and then we will start our server on 3005, just some random port, and I will just console log for our purpose. Node app started. Okay, so if I save it, it says node app started. So we will go and visit 3005/hello. So if I go here, localhost, okay, it is saying like it is returning the JSON response message working. So even if I inspect it in the network tab, also in XStar, I'm using Firefox, that's why it shows XStar. If you are using Chrome, it will show fetch request something. Okay, so if I refresh, okay, let me do all of them. Okay, it is calculated in the document, that's why it was not showing in JS. Okay, so let's inspect this. It is making get request to this /hello, and in the response we get message working. Yeah, so it is pretty similar to what we are seeing in here. So in Firefox you can see the message like clearly and formatted. Okay, so it's quite nice. Okay, yeah, so our backend setup for now it is done. So we will quickly set up our client. Okay, so let's close our backend files. Let's go to our client. So our client front end is installed. So if I take a look at package.json file, I can see like React script start command is there, and in dependencies React is there, React DOM, React scripts. Okay, now for starting, let's do a npm run start. This will fire up our React app in localhost 3000. I will just open it in Firefox, it is much better. Okay, let me close this Chrome. Yep, see, our basic app is working fine. Okay, so let's go to src and delete the not required files. Actually those are important files, but if you set up the production level app, then it is important. For beginner level it is not as much important. Okay, so I will remove this, then I will remove this also from index.js file. We no longer have this. Then index.css, I don't think we need it. App.css is enough, so we will remove this import from here. Let's give it a save. In app.js there is some problem. Okay, let's remove all of it, and RAFCE, this will create a blank component. So how you can do RAFCE, you need to have this extension called React and ReactJs Redux snippets. This one ES7 plus React Redux snippets. So if you remove all content and if you type RAFCE, it will create functional component. Pretty handy tip. It will give boilerplate code. Okay, so now if I refresh, I can select app. Even if I type something here, new app content, we can select new app content. So let's just create the form for now. Let me go here, it looks much cleaner. Okay, form, and then we need input. So for now our main or motive is to learn how to insert the values in the MySQL database in our through our node app. Okay, so we will just insert the two values like name and email, if that makes sense. Okay, so I will just copy paste 2 times input, and then I will give type as a text, both of them, then type as a text. Okay, I can see like very boring looking 2 inputs. That's fine for now. Let's do a button. Let's say save to DB. That's what we will name it. And let's just give it some boring style here again. So in input we will give it a padding of 10 pixel. I don't know. Yeah, let's save it and see if that works. So the padding thing, so first display block something you need to, still nothing. Okay, let me see. Okay, we have not imported app.css. How it will work? It won't work, right? So we need to import the styles. Import dot slash, actually it is one level top, dot slash. Oh, it was there only. Okay, dot slash app dot css. Okay, now it is reflected, right? Okay, you don't need to do display block. Okay, padding 10 pixels looks pretty rough. Okay, actually use a display block, it will shift the other input to next line. Yeah, below. Then I will do something like margin top 20 pixels. Okay, and then for button I will give it some normal style so it looks not bad. So padding something like 10 pixels and 30 pixels. Okay, and margin top same again, 30 pixels something. Okay, and I will move the whole form to the left side little bit. So form margin left, let's say 50 pixel maybe. Okay, so that is one weird looking form, but that's fine. Our motive is to learn CRUD, not CSS. Margin left, let's move it from top as well, since we are doing this new styles. Okay, now it looks better. I will use some h1 here, form. Yeah, that looks weird. Let's just move it inside form. Yeah, I will just rename it CRUD form. Okay, now much more fine, I guess, compared to previous. Okay, okay, now what do you need to do is press Ctrl Shift I, it will format your file. Okay, some spacing and all. You can do it by this as well, right click, format document. Okay, now for now let's add some basic event listeners on click. Instead of adding it here, we will do it on the form itself. So type submit, and in the form on submit, so when the form will submit, we will execute form handler. But what is form handler? That is we need to define here. So function form handler. Oh wait, we need to copy first. Okay, and so every time if I refresh, it will ask me to resubmit. So I will just do this event dot prevent default. That should solve the issue. Okay, for now let's print our values, but we need to add the state to our form to add the values. So we will import use state from the React. Okay, so import use state from React. So here comma is required. Oh wait, we have used it. We don't need this. Okay, but yeah, we have used it. And here, so currently if we look at the form, we have two states. One is name and other is email. Let's give it placeholder. Nice styling. Name and placeholder email. Yeah, looking good now. Yeah, name and email. Okay, so we will create state for our two states, name, set name, use state, blank, and I will copy the same for email. And set email. Okay, by default they will be blank. And so in input I will type like value equal to that name, and in here I will type value equal to that email. And also I need to update that value as a type, so on change. So here we will do arrow function and then set name e.target.value, and here e. So as a change it will set the value to name state. So I will copy the exact same thing for email, set email. Okay, so okay, I just formatted document. Now we can see clearly. So whenever I will type inside the input name, it will set the value to name state. Okay, let's just try console log those values, name, and then console log email. Okay, if I save these, go here, inspect console, let's close this, save to db, empty string. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go and type pawan and pawan@gmail.com and save to db. Okay, you can see like we are getting those two values in the states. Okay, that's it for part 1. In part 2 we will continue our backend node app. So we will start our MySQL database. We will connect to MySQL database and insert those two values from the HTML